Sitting with Stars General Manager John Hall, and John today picked 19 players to round out Phase 2 of the 2018 USHL Draft. What was your strategy going into today, and how do you feel like you guys succeeded in that?
Well, I think early on, obviously, we wanted to make sure that we were solid on the back end. And we had some D that we, obviously did some homework on and feel that they can contribute right away and be guys that play, top minutes for us. And obviously, we return, a lot of depth on forward. And I think that obviously we were able to get through the first couple of rounds and get the guys that we had our hearts set on. And and then as we went later into the draft, I think we addressed some needs with trying to pick guys that we see as maybe a year away that can help come in and fill the void down the road. But similar to yesterday, where everybody in this draft's on a different path and a different trajectory, and we're excited to first get them to camp and kind of evaluate them there, and then kind of give everybody their own individual plan moving forward.
Let's start at the top. On your first pick at number 11, Logan Britt, a defenseman, played in Aberdeen last year in Tier 2 play. You guys were excited about getting Logan with that first pick. Why was that?
Well, we're familiar with him, and as happens often in our drafts, players go through drafts and are selected multiple times, and we know the player, we know the family, we know the advisor really well, and we see him as a kid that had an early setback in our league with not being retained, and then had a great year and developed really well over the last 24 months in Aberdeen, and certainly a player that we feel can step in and play a lot of minutes for us.
After the fifth round, you traded your pick, Dustin Mans, for Hunter Carrick with the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Carrick played last year with Omaha and Muskegon. What did you like out of Carrick and wanted to trade that pick for him?
Well, certainly a guy that can manage the puck well and help put the puck on the forward stick as we advance up ice. And anytime you have a guy that's played with junior experience, I think certainly one that is youthful like Hunter, and a kid that has shown that good offensive progression is a guy that we want on our team. And we just felt it was right, and we felt at that time in the draft that to get a player that had played a year experience in the league and had played some special team minutes, that it was probably hard to come by at that point.
Last night you picked All-Americans in Phase 1. Today in Phase 2, a couple of international players, including Canadians and Finnish players, but mainly sticking American. Was that by design?
Yeah, certainly. Well, it's the United States Hockey League, and we want to make sure we have an emphasis on domestic players here. And we want to make sure, I think, moving forward, that the players we are picking internationally we have good relationships with, that they're interested in playing for the Lincoln Stars, not the other way around, that we just want them to play here. And we really want to make sure that guys are interested in our league and our program, and get to know our staff, and vice versa, we get to know them. But we understand some of these things are relationships and they form over time, and we're willing to put in the work.
Now from here, all these players on the 45 list go to your invite camp in mid-June. What's the process going over the next couple of weeks and heading into camp with these players that are picked in these last 2 days?
Well, I think contact, just make sure that they're healthy, they're ready to perform and come into camp. Setting expectations for every player, what we expect, making sure they take care of their school and everything before they come. And then obviously when they get here, in a short sample size and a short window, trying to see who fits the best in what scenario and what situation, and certainly trying to map out a plan that is the best for our team in the whole picture, but also the best for the individual in terms of how we're going to attack their development plan and how we're going to attack them getting better from June on till September, making sure they're playing in a place where we feel they're going to develop, communicating with those coaches, with their parents, with their advisors, all those things. So certainly contact first and get them into camp and kind of go from there.